Hey folks, it's Saturday. So this is my debut video on Gay Buds Collab, and I'm really excited. This week's topic is a funny story from your childhood, and I have to say I've had an interesting one. I was a nerdy kid who was always bullied for being different. So bullying was almost like, oh yeah, it was like a staple of my childhood. So the few opportunities I had to get back at the bullies were awesome. So these three boys were throwing paper balls at me in English class. That was our first period class. And the second period teacher, I guess, was out that day, so we were in the auditorium watching something on Martin Luther King. Now, them throwing them paper balls at me did not help me stay the course of nonviolence, because as those paper balls kept flying my way, I tried to sit perfectly calm, but there was no relief. Third period comes along, and I'm livid. Now, these three boys, they're Jokester. I'll call him Jokester because he was like the class clown. Gaston, I call him that because he was tall, dark, and handsome, and all the girls wanted him. And Botched. Now, the reason why I call him Botched is because everybody would botch his name. Like, he had a really weird name, and let me tell you, anytime the office called him, anytime a school official called him into the office or whatever, they would always botch his name. So that got us endless jokes. So back to third period. Mr. Burton is 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the classroom. And at that point, I had enough. Now, I took my desk, I just sat down, I put my stuff down so I could just, pay attention, do my work and whatever. I was like a dream student until folks pissed me off. So the paper balls keep flying, and I say, next person that throws a paper ball at me, and I pick up this huge book. I said, I'm throwing this. They thought I was bluffing. They threw the paper balls, I threw the book, and Joker and Botched were like, they made like a banana and split. Gaston was like in the middle, and I guess he didn't think I was gonna hit him with the book, but I did. It connected, and he did like this, and when he pulled his hand back, he saw blood. Now, for what seemed like an eternity, he had his hand on his cheek, and then when he looked back at me, I'm like, I made out like Speedy Gonzalez. So I go. Now, I try to leave the room. There's this footballer student who's there like, I want to see a fight. And when he tried to block me. So I pushed him out of the way and ran up the hall, turned around and put my dukes up. I watched as I saw him run out of the room, and there were like three people rushing him like, no, no, no. Come on, I yelled. I'll kick your butt. So I go to the principal's office. He got suspended because he was a known troublemaker, and I got off because I've been telling teachers, administrators, and like everybody about him bullying me, and he never bothered me after that. So, moral of the story is, sometimes you got to put your foot in somebody's keister in order to let them know, don't F with me. And I'm not going to say that this is going to happen all the time, but let me tell you something. Usually when a bully is put in his place, like this one guy who said, he told his grandson, the next time you see that bully, wail off on him, and he gave the grandfather gave him $5. Years later, the bully told him, the reason I didn't go after you the next day was because I thought I would get it again. So sometimes that happens. Thank you for I'll see you later. Rate, comment, subscribe.